Hello there. In a rare occurrence, I've seen something brand new, and it is the most recent Scary Movie film. I think it's actually Scary Movie. They did the same thing that Scream did in Scream 5, but it's the sixth Scary movie. And in the shadow of the remake of The Naked Gun, I would say this kind of plays into some of that nostalgia. I would argue that it plays into some cynicism about that too. For as much as The Naked Gun was some sort of return to form for the spoof genre, there still was some sort of story within The Naked Gun. And I am not a big fan of these types of movies, but I would give The Naked Gun a bit more credit than Scary Movie. Right off the bat, I did not have a good time with this movie. It is just like reference porn. It's just a series of references and like scenes that look exactly like a thing that you recognize, but with a metric ton of like pop culture references that are just references for the sake of references. It's not, there's like no sort of work done for it. I'll say it again. Comedy is very contrived. Of course it is. But within your story itself, can you make some of the things that are happening make sense? I get it. You want to make this reference. You want to have a 6-7 joke. Can the road there feel like it's earned? I won't even say established. Just something that feels like if you dropped an alien in and showed them this movie, they wouldn't understand a single thing in this movie. And I get it. Some people watch things just for those references. Some people think that stuff is funny, but I can't help but think, asking why for certain things. Like there's a bunch of political references, bunch of political jokes. Sydney, there's a line that's in the trailer where she says, "I'm Republican now," and like that's it. That's the joke. And I feel bad. I know people are going to watch a bunch of this shit and say it's funny because it's true. And you're not wrong, but like as far as the movie's concerned, why is that? Can we know more than that? Is there a reason that you're having the character do that, or you just want to say that joke like, oh, we all have that friend that is suddenly Republican now, and they happen to be a little racist, like. Okay, I see what you're saying, but what is that in this movie? It's just like if you're going to like you're already making references to horror movies, and if anything, horror has been really strong in the last 10 years. It makes more sense. I don't know. Oddly, it makes more sense for the earlier Scream movies because in the post-Scream era of like knockoff slashers, the horror wasn't that strong. So yeah, they were all kind of cynical, a little shallow, a little lazy. And what better time to make a point and a reference of that than in a spoof movie? But here in Scary Movie 6, like you think about some of the things that are being spoofed, and they're much stronger movies, and I don't know. I don't know if it's me being offended or whatever. I'm not really offended by any of the material. It's just the movie that you're spoofing is a bit better than you're letting on. I don't know. I don't know what that says. That I feel like I know what you did last summer deserves a spoof, but I don't know. The substance doesn't. It's not that it doesn't deserve it. It's just. It just doesn't feel well established. Or the better way to put it is the source material is better. It's better looking. Shit, there's some humor in some of the horror movies that are referenced that still kind of works more. And it managed to make sense. There's just, I don't know if I'm being like objective to it because of the political stuff, but there's a handful of things in the movie that it just feels like you're just stirring the like online pot and referencing something, and like like Goofy, Dewey, whatever the hell his name is. Like he watches Fox News and just got a certain perspective, but like that's it. There's nothing further after that. Like it doesn't inform the character at all throughout the movie. It's just, we need this for this scene because this is funny. Also, he's a COVID guy. Remember COVID? I don't know. That's the other thing. This movie feels dated already, and it's incredibly odd to have something new like this, referencing brand new movies. But who is the target audience? Because there's a bunch of stuff that I feel like anyone under the age of 30 won't get half of it. But I guess on the other hand, 6, 7, there's some modern stuff like Kai Cenat. I don't know if anyone over the age of 30 is going to get stuff like that. So it feels like they were just trying to split their audience and play to either. But, there's a Jeffersons reference, which is still like over my head. I don't know, with all they're just doing like references for every generation and not really giving a shit about what makes sense and why the story exists. And I get it, it's a spoof, it's just a series of scenes, but I don't know, The Naked Gun managed to do that, but also still have some sort of through line. Like there's a reference here in this movie that, a lot of these nostalgia bait requels are a bit cynical, a bit shallow, and yeah, fair enough point, but like you equally are that. And I don't know, like all the fourth wall breaks and shit, like there's some movies that you're spoofing that like already did that. And it just didn't work for me. There's stuff that looks fantastic. Like it's not a cheap movie. You could tell like there's some stuff that looks good, but I think I ironically laughed 2 or 3 times, and one like I scoffed more than I laughed at the train sequence, which is in the trailer where there's an identity joke where I'm a they, but that scene's a little bit longer, and now you have all of these people with pop culture, social media like hot takes, and like there's a Karen. I think her name like literally is Karen. That's the joke. Spoiler. Toxic masculinity. And like the thing behind that is like everyone's lining up to take, like they're all taking out this victim, innocent victim. But like the joke is saying that, you can't just label people things. But in that scene, you have the people that are being labeled as murderers. So what was the joke you were trying to make? Like, what's your point? Or is there, you're just doing reference porn? I can't imagine someone sitting through this and not really chuckling or not really having a good time. And in the end, that's probably what people are going to this for, to, have a laugh and, hey, I recognize that. That's funny. That's a thing that I've seen in a different situation, and now it's in a comedic situation. Ha ha. Yeah, hey, that gay cowboy movie, remember that from 20 years ago? That joke is relevant now, isn't it? If this is the beginning of a new series of sequels, I'm not at all excited, guys. It's a 1 star for me, 1 out of 5. And I don't want things to follow in the footsteps if we're like a Naked Gun this year. If we have some sort of epic movie requel, we're in bad shape. There are a bunch of movies that are like really, really doing well. And again, horror is actually really kind of doing well right now. Can comedy catch up, please?